Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine, and yourself?
Okay, we'll just start with question one. So, what are some of your major stresses?
I would say, academically, I'm trying to be a doctor, so school is pretty much, always stressing me out. I'm always doing work or doing stuff.
Of course.
Finances. I don't typically have too many people to support me, so I have a job which I work full time. So finances, I have to take care of myself, make sure that I eat. Whenever I need toiletries around the house, and like I said, I can say my social life is kind of a stressor because I really kind of don't have one. I'm always at work or at school or studying, so I don't have no friends. And back to my career, academics, that's really a stressor for me because in the health industry is very male dominant, and I'm African American, so that's twice, double trouble. But yeah.
Okay. Number two, how has your race related to any of your stresses?
Okay, as I stated earlier, I am African American, and that's definitely come with a lot of negative connotation. And it's very hard for African Americans to be successful and to move out that low social economic class that we are. A lot of us are put into in birth. Also, in my field, I said is male and dominated. So because I'm sorry, that's gender. That's something else. But as you said, it's related to race. African Americans do typically get paid less than any other race, and we have to be, take on jobs that's not really, satisfying in finance terms.
Okay. Number three, have you experienced any racial discrimination in the workplace or school? If so, explain.
Yes, definitely experience in the workplace. Not so much school because I do attend Clark Atlanta, in which that's a HBCU, it's historically black university. But however, in the workplace, last summer I interned at Children's, and I was a nursing room intern. And one day after I used the bathroom, as I was about to be rejoin my group in the operating room, one of the other interns was white. I was the only black one in the intern, and my hands were wet because I did dry them in the bathroom. But the intern, she was like, can you please make sure did you wash your hands? We don't need no more black people passing no diseases. And so that was kind of, I'll never forget that one. Other incidents happen, but they're not as strong as that one.
Okay. Number four, how did you react when faced with such experience?
Ooh, Lord. I ain't even gonna lie. I wanted to get really physical with her and put my hands on her, but I didn't. However, I did, exchange some words with her that was not appropriate, I can admit. And after that, I knew, like I said earlier, I was the only African American intern as well. So I thought that, by me offending, I guess, a white person, and our manager was white as well, that she wouldn't be on my side. So I automatically quit. And I never returned to that, Children's whole organization as a whole.
Okay. Describe a different approach you could have taken in your reaction.
Everybody says the whole approach where I could have ignored her, but you get tired of ignoring stupidity and discrimination. Like, since I was a young child, it's always microaggressions, and they always tell you to be quiet and to let it go. But I'm tired of letting it go. So I don't know. I also could have took a deep breath and just accepted it, but like I said, I'm tired of accepting. So, honestly, I don't know what's the perfect approach to the situation. And also, as I stated, the manager was white herself, so I just didn't feel like nobody would have my back. So in this situation, I genuinely do not know, really.
Okay. How do you cope with racial discrimination and other stresses?
I don't know. Since a young child, I've always been physical. I had brothers and stuff. So when I get upset, I just have the urge to fight and to put my hands on people. I know it's not right, but that's something I do. I overeat. I'm not even gonna lie. And because like I said, I'm always at school or at work, I eat out a lot. So my favorite spot is Zaxby's, and I eat that a lot, probably every day, because I do feel like I have stress every day. And sometimes recently I have been resorting in drinking. I don't know, it just somehow seems to get me through the day, and it especially when I'm stressed, it just takes the pain away. People say, it's only temporary, but I really don't care, because it definitely does do its job and not make me feel anything. So, alcohol has been a helpful strategy for me within the last couple, I would say, 2 to 3 months. Yeah, nothing serious.
Okay. Can you describe who or what triggers an increasing amount of stress for you?
I don't know. I kind of would say myself in a way, because before my dad passed away, he was really sick, and I just felt as though if I would have been paying more attention to him, if I would have been more attentive to what was going on, I could have saved him. And by saving him, I would be having somebody to talk to when I'm stressed. I would be having some support. I would, probably be having help paying my tuition. I would just be having a lot of things would have went differently if I, actually was there for him. I felt as though growing up, I was just like, okay, it is what it is. And I did see him, getting sick. I should have just done more. I don't know. Also feel like, the people who founded or who made the whole thing about socioeconomic class, I feel like they are to blame, because African Americans are going to always be stuck into this low class in which they are, or they don't really have too many access to opportunities, to resources that they need to level up to the next class. So I just feel like them putting us into this thing is like a system where we can't get out of, and I blame them, because it's not fair. Like, and a lot of times, like, you're born this way. It's not a choice. So I just really feel like whoever thought of this whole system, they're the reason why some of the I experience some of the stresses that I can't get away from.
Okay. With whom do you talk to in regards to your stresses?
I don't talk to nobody. I used to talk to my dad a lot before he passed away. That was my best friend. I loved him so much. And I don't really come from a big family, so I don't really talk to nobody. As far as finances, I don't have too many family. I don't have no relying people. So I make sure I work full time. If I try to do overtime so that I can support myself in school, and as well as the summertime when we are not in school. Like I said, I don't really have too many friends because I'm always working or at school, so I don't have nobody to talk to about that stressor. And I thought a minute that I should go to counseling at school. They provide free services, but however, when I go, I just, when you just don't feel like something is genuine, I genuinely just doesn't feel like they can help me. I just feel like they're just there for a check. It's not really, genuine, and everybody just always smile. It's not real. So I would say I talk to myself, and that's when I turn to food, or I turn to other things to block my image with that.
Okay. What is one activity that you enjoy outside of work and school, and how often do you engage in this activity?
Let me think. Oh my God. Okay. I think I would say I like sleep. But the crazy thing about it is I barely get any. I would say probably on average I get about maybe 5 the max hours of sleep each day. That's because, but you know why? I'm trying to be a doctor, so I have to always. I'm studying for MCAT. I have to really, you know, be dedicated to my work as well as outside of my regular job. I have to always be there. So you know, when I can, I try to sleep, but I find myself not really sleeping that much. And you know, some days I do try to take vitamins, but some days I miss them. So yeah, I really love sleep. You know, I just feel like sleep. When you're asleep, everything is ending. Like it's like kind of like death. It's not a good, you know, thing to compare it to. But it's like when you're asleep, I don't have to worry about nothing because my mind is off. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
That's the end of
welcome.
the session.
Thank you.